Hi friends, Professor Joe here. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss how to trade using the support and resistance. And if you've still not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon so that every time I create a new video, you will be notified about it. I keep bringing educational content in the area of trading, stocks, crypto, options, and many other related topics. It will be very helpful for you. Let us get back to our topic. As I said earlier, in this video, we are going to understand how to trade using the support and resistance zones. Now, I understand that there's a lot of confusion related to this because some people call it support and resistance, some people call it supply and demand zones, and some people call it as order blocks. Now, if you want, we can look at the definitions of all three. Now, when we look at support and resistance, the definition in Google clearly mentions that it's an area where maximum buyers and sellers are there. If you look at the definition of supply and demand in Google, it clearly shows that it is a zone where people want to sell and buy. And if you look at the order block, it clearly says that there is a significant amount of buying orders and selling orders in this particular zone. So if you put it all together, you will see that these are areas where actually a lot of buying and selling happens. So that is why we call it supply and demand zones or support and resistance area or order blocks. When you are using technical analysis for trading, your goal should be to identify proper zones in the chart. That should be the only goal you have. You can name it whatever you want. But what is most important is you're able to identify. You should be able to identify on the chart which is the proper support zone and a resistance zone. That is what is more important. You can call it whatever you want. Now, when you talk about support and resistance, basically there are three types of support and resistance. The first type of support zone and resistance zone, we call it as structure support zone and resistance zone. And this is how it looks like. The second type of support and resistance is we call as trend line support and resistance zones. This you can see when the market is trending, and this is how it looks like. And the third type of support and resistance zone is called as dynamic support and resistance zones, and it is created by moving averages. So there are three types of support and resistance. Today, we are going to master the support and resistance by combining two types of support and resistance zones. So the first type of support and resistance zone we are going to see in today's video is the structural support and resistance zone. And the second type of support and resistance we are going to add to this to confirm our trade is by using moving average, that is dynamic support and resistance zone. So let us look at the chart and identify a proper entry zone using both the type of support and resistance. That is the structural support and resistance and the dynamic support and resistance. The combination of this put together will 101% give you above 60% win ratio. The win ratio can be anywhere between 60 to 70%. And the risk to reward is minimum. I'm saying minimum is minimum 1:2. You can go up to 1:6, 1:7, 1:8 also, especially in stocks. If you talk about forex, it might go up to 1:2, 1:3 because forex is more choppy. So market keeps going up and down. Whereas in stocks, when the stocks start trending, the trend continues for a long period. So in stocks, you will get a better risk to reward ratio. So let us have a look at the charts. For an example, we are using Amazon stock today. Okay, friends, like you can see, we have Amazon chart on the screen. Now let us look at the direction of the trend. You can clearly see that the market is in an uptrend. And then here it looked like it is going to change its trend, but then it continued back. What we are trying to see over here is a good resistance area which is getting converted into a support area. So let us take this rectangle and let us use this area. Like you can see that this zone first was a resistance zone, again was a resistance zone, and this particular area over here then got converted into a support zone. Now, how do we confirm that this support zone is in a trend? So, to confirm that this support zone is in a trend, all we have to do is use the dynamic support and resistance now. You got the structural support and resistance in place. Now you add the dynamic support and resistance. Now, normally for a long-term trend, you can use a 200 EMA for dynamic support and resistance. I prefer this indicator which is available on TradingView, which is called as the dynamic support and resistance. It is such a wonderful indicator that it gives you an entire area of the dynamic support and resistance. So let us put that indicator into the chart. So I go to indicators, I have it in my favorites, dynamic support and resistance. I click on it. The indicator opens. By default, it is 200, 50 and 20 is the dynamic area currently that is shown, but we want 200. So what I will do is I will convert the DSR 1 EMA length to 199 and the DSR 2 EMA length to 100. So now I have the dynamic support and resistance between 200 and 100. And when I will click OK, you can see I can click OK over here. When I click OK, you can see that the dynamic support area has been created. Why? Because it is in green color. Now what you have to see is where this same support and resistance zone is getting connected with the dynamic support and resistance zone. So we will take the chart forward, and as you see in this area over here, you can see that the price has retraced back into the dynamic support and resistance zone and to the structural support and resistance zone. So you can see in this area over here, the price has retraced back to structural support and resistance and dynamic support and resistance. So this is a perfect area to enter your trade. Let us see what will be the result if we enter into this trade. First, let us identify the stop loss area. So the stop loss area will be below the dynamic support zone. So we will take the trade once it breaks up the zone and we will place the stop loss below the zone. So it is around $6.89 and we will see how far this trade has gone after that. There you go. Currently, the market is still in an uptrend and we have already achieved 5 times. Yes, because it is $32 up. So our stop loss was $6.89 and our profit is already $32.68 and the market is still continuing in an upward direction. As I told you that this combination of strategy where we are combining both the structural support and resistance and the dynamic support and resistance, it will give you a great win ratio. Now, I have practiced this strategy over 100 times. And let me tell you, the result has been above 60%. The best part is your risk to reward is very, very high. It is not 1:2. In stocks, it goes up to 1:10, 1:15. Sometimes it goes to 1:20 when the stock is properly trending. So this gives you a great opportunity to make money. Now, when do you exit? That is another challenge. So for beginners, I always say that you should always have your target in place. 1:2, 1:3, 1:4. It is always better to keep a target and exit. But if you really want to test it, what you can do is keep 100 EMA as your exit zone. You wait for the price to retrace back to your 100 EMA. So in this case, it would look something like this. So now the price from here has gone up here, it came down, it went up, it came down, it went up, it came down, it went up, it came down. It might go a little bit up and then come down. So when it comes down to your 100 EMA, this is where you can exit your trade. You will still get sometimes 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3. But if the market trends properly, the sky is the limit. I can tell you that. So I hope you have understood how the setup looks like. I hope that this example has made it extremely clear that how you can combine a structural support zone and a dynamic support zone to go for a buy trade. The same can be used in a sell trade. Now, if you really want me to explain the sell trade in the similar manner, you will have to write in the comments and I will surely create another video explaining the entire process in the resistance zones of both structure as well as dynamic. Now, friends, these things will not come easily. You will have to practice. You need to have patience and you need to have persistence. You have to be in the market and keep practicing. That's when you're going to achieve your goal to become a very, very successful trader. Friends, I've written a book, Traders You Can Win, but First Learn to Lose. This book talks about when you're taking losses, take small losses. And when you're taking profits, take big profits. That's how you can survive in the market for a longer period and earn money from the market. If you're interested in this book is available on Amazon and Kindle. Now, friends, if you love the way I'm creating content, please like and share these videos. So, like you, there might be many others who really want to learn trading the right way. These videos will surely help them to improve their trading from wherever they are to take it to a next level. Friends, I have created a lot of videos and I'll be creating many more videos. So I request you to kindly subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon so that every time I create a new video, you will be notified about it. Friends, all I can say is keep learning, keep growing. Before I sign out, I just want to tell you that I have a playlist of trading training videos out there. Kindly go through those videos. It will be really helpful to improve your trading. Thank you very much. Namaskar.